I was just looking at your chart and going over everything, because I know that you saw Dr. Schwartz before.
He's gone.
He retired.
Retired.
Yeah.
I went through all the tests.
Yes, and I have the results. So, blood work wise, everything was fine. Your
What does
MRI.
blood work have to do with your memory?
Oh, because there's certain things, vitamin deficiencies like B12 and thyroids.
Was I deficient in anything?
No, that's what I'm telling you. You're all normal. So the blood work was all fine. So we're looking at the B12, thyroid, certain infections to make sure that there's no what we call treatable things for memory. A lot of those are just especially like B12. You never know you have it, and then we check it and it's low, and then we treat it. But you don't have any of that. Yours is good. Your MRI of the brain is normal. Okay. What it shows is what we call little white matter changes, and I only say it so that if people bring it up to you, pretty much every MRI I see after a certain age, I see these little white matter changes, especially if you have other medical issues.
What are the white things?
It's just, as you get older,
It's in the back area of the brain.
It's just
Because that was brought up to us over 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That was evidence there.
I also have neurofibromatosis.
Yeah, no, but there's nothing on the MRI for the nerve. You don't have any big neurofibromas. You don't have any of the cancerous changes. You don't have anything to worry about in there. What happens to our brain is like what happens to our skin. Our skin gets old, our brain and blood vessels get old, period. Nothing stays young, unfortunately.
I just go see an oncologist once a year for the other issue.
Right, but in the brain itself, there's absolutely nothing to worry about. So the only thing I'm gonna want you to leave here from that is that your brain is nothing that you need to worry about.
Okay.
Okay? So now your big issue though is your memory. That's why you were seeing him, correct?
Correct.
And how has your memory been since
Well, I
then?
work in a very computer oriented office.
Uh-huh.
Certain things, I make an excuse, maybe the thing if it doesn't important to me, I don't make an effort to remember it.
Okay. So are you able to do everything well at work?
Yes.
So you have no problems at work. So what are the things that you forget?
I do my bills good, you tell me.
Well, if I could touch on something,
Sure.
as long as she's doing something she's familiar with, it's not an issue.
Okay.
In other words, if I say, here, you make this dish, make it. If I say, here's a new recipe, that's flour, that's not sugar, that's salt, it's white, but it's not what you have the wrong, how much of she can't do a new task. If she's doing something like writing an insurance policy, it comes natural, she's been doing it for so long, it's not an issue. The issue that also she has is that if, I'll give you a perfect example, my daughter said, here's the box, put it in your car, and she said, I have stuff in the back seat. I said, well, move the stuff, we'll move it. And she gets into a panic mode of, well, there's stuff in the back already. I said, and I moved it over. Okay, well, did it fit? Yes, it fit. There was plenty of room in the back seat. You don't panic. You get into a panic defensive mode a lot, and just jump in. Would you calm down? Putting stuff away is like, you remember Jerry Lewis? Jerry Lewis would go, okay, let me put these pens away, and all of a sudden they're all over the floor. And when I said, would you slow down? Put it in slowly.
I'm in a hurry to do that all the time.
Hurry, rush.
Do you feel anxious? Do you feel nervous, like more so than usual?
No, I like to get stuff done.
Okay. But how's your sleeping? Anxiety, I'm trying to see if anxiety could be causing some of this.
I get up to go to the bathroom. I drink a lot of water. So
Okay.
I think every time I drink more
Sleep's
water,
okay.
I have to get up and go to the bathroom.
Has she ever been anxiety, panic driven?
No, it has increased over the last years,
Okay.
where she becomes more and more anxious about it. And if I say something, she will get defensive that, well, you do it too, or whatever. Such and such. And then things they disappear. Something disappeared. There was 2 pens there, 3 pens there. There's 2. We have a dog in the house. The dog didn't borrow the pen. The pen, you had to move the pen. I didn't move the pen. Maybe it's in one of the drawers. I open up
Maybe
the drawer.
dog did, you gotta talk to that
No,
dog.
it's a Dachshund. It's a
I
Dachshund,
said,
short
"Did-
legs.
She wouldn't get
No
it
way
up
it
there."
got to that pen. Or no way you put that mug where it put it, or that pair of ice tongs. It didn't open the drawer and
Unless
say,
the
I'm gonna
dog
put
like
some.
jumped the top of the counter and ate them up.
That was one occasion where a dog we had actually got up onto the counter, but that's a totally different animal we're talking about.
Dachshunds ain't jumping anywhere.
No.
So, alright, so sleeping, you get up to urinate,
That's good, I drink a lot of water.
but there's been no issues with work or things like that. So it's,
I get everything done, I do all the bills,
like you said, because it's something
do all
that
the
she's
pill-
so familiar
Okay,
with.
she does all the pills.
all the pills meaning, we have, he takes a lot of medication. So every week I do like the AM, they have pill cases, so the AM and PM, so get that going and get the prescriptions going.
And she's able to do that.
Yes, but she has never done this before, and now recently she's done it where she called me and said, I took your meds instead of mine. We keep them in shot glasses.
When I lay them out, I put them in shot glasses, I was in a hurry, I just took the wrong, one time, forever, I never did it before.
Okay, but another time, I looked down at my pills, and I went to take them, and I went, whoa, this is like 3 pills. I take 5 at night. It's like, these are not my pills. Yes, they are. I said, they're not my pills. Look at them. Oh no, I put them in the wrong glass.
So I think now we should.
Well, when
somehow-
I said to
There's only
her
one-
that
yeah.
medications are super important, that I get the right ones, and you don't take mine, obviously you don't
So,
need to be
so my
taking mine.
recommendation for this, very simple. One of you guys can do the shot glass, keep her in the shot glass because she'll remember.
I keep
You-
them separate.
No, we
so you
do.
get-
They're 2 different looking ones. One has a pirate on it from
But
Disney
maybe,
World.
maybe get someone like a long box, like a medicine box. Just do something that's completely shape-wise and everything. I'm just, whatever.
Or- that was the one
Or
time-
when
only
you're
one-
dumping them from the daily thing into the shot glass, think about, slow it down a little bit.
Alright.
I only
Slow
did
it
that one
down.
time, Jimmy.
Alright,
I
I'm
know.
gonna let you guys figure that out on your own.
It's not a marriage counselor. It's,
Yeah.
Never mind, I
it's-
took the wrong-
Stop,
take it
stop,
back.
stop. I'm
okay,
not
I'm
gonna
just
get into
bringing to
that
her
one.
attention
Okay.
that
That
these
one
are
I'm not
some
gonna
of the
get
things
into.
that you do that you never did before.
How do you feel otherwise?
I could lose weight.
Okay, any headaches, numbness, tingling, trouble walking, other than the frequency, any trouble urinating, anything
No.
else?
I just wanna lose weight, it's hard. I don't think I don't eat a lot of cakes or cookies.
You've been eating a lot of cakes and
A
cookies
lot of
recently.
one little square like that.
Yeah. No, stop.
Jimmy, that's not a lot,
Stop.
one.
No, but I'm trying to
Wait,
explain to her, you're
it is
saying-
not.
Not like
No.
boxes
You're-
of what you
Stop,
eat.
look at me. No, we're not gonna discuss that right now. I'm not here to get you guys into arguments and stuff.
No, but I think it's important that you know she has had a carb fixation or sugar cravings quite often, and she will switch them to say, I bought chocolate covered cherries. And I'm like, okay, not a problem. I
Maybe
never,
5 months ago.
would you let me finish, please?
You say something I didn't do for
Okay,
months.
so.
I'm
so
trying to
I got
explain
the
something.
I got the sugar craving.
Right.
That's all I need to know.
Right.
Alright, but other than that, you feel well.
Except that I wanna lose weight. I
Okay.
don't feel like I eat a lot
Is there
of
any
food.
family history for, memory issues?
Like
I
my
know
mother-
the neurofibroma, but,
I think my mother had a nervous breakdown when my brother died.
okay. I mean, that's, triggered event, so.
He
Alright,
was hospitalized for that, so.
alright, so let me ask you a few questions. What's today's date, month, year,
Today's the 22nd.
what year? August?
August 2022,
Are you sure it's August?
September.
Okay.
I'm not at work, so
Yeah,
September.
that's a little misspeak, so I take that. What floor are we on right now?
What floor?
Mm-hmm.
There's only one floor,
Okay, good. And, what day of the week is it? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Okay. And, what city and state is this?
Sunrise, I
Uh-huh.
think,
Uh-huh. And what state?
Florida.
Okay. And I'm gonna give you 3 things to remember. Apple,
Mhm.
telephone, chair. Don't look at him. Apple, telephone, chair. Can you repeat Apple?
Out on telephone chair.
Can you spell the word world for me?
Worlds,
World.
W-O-R-L-D-S.
You don't need the S, but world. W-O-R-L-D. Now spell world backward.
D-L-O-R, R-O-W.
Perfect. And, who's the President of the United States?
Biden.
Okay. And take your right hand, touch your left ear, and close your eyes.
Right?
Okay. Perfect. And copy that for me.
I remember this.
Uh-huh. I'm sure he did it for you the last time, so I'll compare them. I think he did pretty decently the last time.
Them.
Uh-huh. Okay. And read what this says and do what it says.
Raise your right arm.
Do what it says. Okay. And let me see you walk. Just walk that way. And then walk towards the table. And sit down and take off your shoes. Oops, let me go. My equipment is next door. Let me go grab it.
I need this to get up.
I'm just trying to clarify the anxiety part of it, and you're denying it instead of saying, yes, I do that. I think she nailed it when she said anxiety. You have a lot of anxiety.
I got a lot of people that are anxious nowadays. All this COVID stuff has made people really anxious. Look at my finger. Look over here. Down. Look at me. Do you see my fingers on both sides?
Mm-hmm.
Hold down the mouth. Open up your mouth and say, ah. Good. You hear me on both sides?
Mm-hmm.
You put the And you feel me on both sides?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hold your arm like you're stopping traffic and close your eyes. Open your eyes. Move your fingers real fast like you open and close the hands. Lift your arms up. Keep them up really strong. Don't let me push them down. Make a muscle look at me. Bend your arm towards you. Really strong bend. Push out against my hand. Fingers up like that. Look at me. Spread your fingers out really wide. What side of the family had the neurofibromatosis?
My mother.
Lift your knee up.
No one had the neurofibromatosis.
No one? No one in your family member? So you're the only family member with
I'm a mutation.
Oh, really? Okay, lift your knee up. Nope, bend, up. Same thing here. Straighten out the legs. And do you have kids?
Yes, one.
And
No, she's been tested and
nice.
she's 40.
Good, yeah. You kind of know it at birth.
I didn't know I had it. I had the little cafe au lait spots and all the things.
Yeah.
And when my daughter was born, it accelerated. When I was pregnant.
Oh, really? Oh. That's unusual. Because it's not considered very hormonally.
Because what happens, sometimes I get, I have it mostly in my arms. It seems to subside and all of a sudden I get more all of a sudden.
Lift your leg up. Feel the vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me when it goes away. Yeah, most people I know are genetically determined, so they've passed it along with the family, so it's a very consistent. I have to say, you're probably the first person I've had that's a mutation, but it happens with any
How did it
genetic.
happen? The mutation happened. I wasn't exposed to anything.
No, it's just, our genes can only be so perfect as they are, our
Mhm.
bodies can only be so perfect. Every once in a while, it does something weird. So I wouldn't have enough information to tell you how that happened. So this is what we'll talk about with the memory. So what were those 3 things I gave you to remember?
Apple. I forgot.
Telephone and chair.
Telephone and
Chair.
chair.
I mean, you test pretty good, your memory, okay? And it's consistently good for now at least 6 months. So
I
that's
have to work on.
So these are the things that I tell people. There's 5 things that people need to do to help with their memory. first are the basic stuff, which is taking care of whatever medical problems that you have. Which is, you know, if you have any diabetes, high blood pressure, any medical problems that you have, thyroid problems, you take care of those things. You have to control those risk factors. So there's that. Then there's exercise. And the exercise that I recommend are both cognitive and physical exercises. So any type of physical exercise is really very helpful. So if you're not doing anything, you should start incorporating it. It's also good for anxiety, exercise. I don't care, take a walk 3 times a week. Learn how to do yoga. Learning how to do yoga or a new type of exercise is actually really helpful because it's learning a new thing, which is the other type of exercise, which is the exercise for your brain. So exercise for your brain is real important, learning to do new things. So it seems that you get stressed when you're learning new things. So the best thing for you to do is pick things to learn that are new, and don't get frustrated by them.
And work is always new things.
Learning new things could be learning a language, picking up a new hobby, whether or not
different computer programs that work all the time.
You're probably doing a lot of that, but unfortunately at work, if you're learning something new, computer programming at work, it's more stressful. So you're going to get more nervous about it. Whereas if you learn something more enjoyable, you're not going to get stressed about it.
I play board games on my phone.
Yes, good. You do the thing. So learning all those things, doing new things, but physical exercise is also real important. Okay. Diet. The diet that is recommended is the Mediterranean diet. And that is fresh fruits, vegetables, lean meats if you're going to eat meat, but limiting that, substituting fish. I can write it down, but the Mediterranean diet is really the diet that's recommended. As I've not mentioned one word.
It's a lot of what we eat right now. We eat a lot of salmon, fresh vegetables, kale,
Perfect.
Broccoli, all of
But
that.
avoiding the sugars, the sugars that you should use are the fruits. And the fruits that are best are the berries. Are really, so avoiding any of the processed sugars and the fats and things like that that are highly processed are really bad. So that's the other thing. Then if you have any trouble with your hearing, making sure the hearing's corrected, you don't seem to have that, and then dealing with the anxiety. Okay, anxiety and stress are a major contribution to memory issues. Okay. And that's now listed within the dementia, Alzheimer's recommendations of what to control to help with memory. Not that I'm saying that you have Alzheimer's or anything like that. You do not. You have what we call mild cognitive impairment, which is just a generic term for you get forgetful and so many different things. And anxiety can do that. So you have to deal with the anxiety. I prefer not to medicate it. I really don't want to medicate your anxiety. I need you to maybe learn how to practice something along the lines of meditation, which is very helpful. And you have to learn how to meditate. And they've actually shown that meditation changes your brain chemistry. I mean, there's studies that actually show the changes that people have in their brain with the use of meditation. And so instead of getting frustrated when things happen, you find your focus in meditation and you meditate on it. You try to control that anxiety, because the anxiety just makes the memory worse. As you get nervous about something, it's like when you can't come up with the word, and the more you think about that word, this happens to everyone. You're thinking about that word, oh my God, what's that word? And you can't think of the word because you're getting yourself all worked up.
See, I was going to see about me word searching. You just lost the patient, because I was going to say I'm word searching. I'm like,
yeah, it happens all the time. And as you're searching for that word, you get more nervous that you can't find the word and you forget the word. And then you walk out of the room and, oh my God, there's the word. It's a very common thing.
See, what I end up doing is if I want to say compromise, I go, I want to, and I'm like, and then I wind up using 15 words instead of the word compromise. What we did was she gave it a little, I gave it a little. It's like, you compromise, but I can't think of the word. So that's
but that's a typical thing. So
the other point that I have on my phone is that her mother was what did she have, Alzheimer's or whatever, and for,
My parents really, my father never really told me.
Okay, so.
no, I'm
But
talking
she-
about your mom, when we met, we were 47 years ago,
Mhm.
and then through that, your mom was still in a place where she didn't recognize you, she
Okay,
didn't
so-
recognize people, and this was her mother, so her mother was not only that she said she had an F, which she didn't, but the fact that she did have,
So, but this is my point, is that with a family history, that my recommendations are just the exact same. There is no medicine I can give you that's gonna make this better, other than to treat the anxiety if I need to, but I prefer not to have to treat the anxiety. Do you think I need to treat anxiety, or do you think you can work on things for
Work
yourself?
on it. I do take medication, it should be listed.
Oh,
It's
I
one of
never,
those for the memory.
somebody put you on Donepezil?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I went a long time ago.
I would never, I don't stop it, but I would never put you on it.
and somebody asked her, do you think it's helping her? And I went, no, and it was like,
I
then
don't
why
know.
take it?
Because I've had people get worse, if we don't know for sure, and I've had people
Just keep,
fall
it
down.
doesn't hurt to take it.
As long as you're not having said it, I don't think it's doing anything, and I would never.
That's what
put
they
you on
said,
it.
the same thing.
So, you know, I mean, there's just that theoretical possibility, and that's why I never stop the medicine as long as people are having no side effects with it. Let's do what we talked about. I want to encourage learn how to meditate, learn some new techniques for that. That's a great practice for learning something new too. And it'll work on your anxiety. And let's give it a good 3-4 months and recheck you in about that time and just see if there's any changes. The good news is the workup is negative, okay? So the things that make me nervous is if she starts getting lost when she drives, if she starts messing up at work, forgetting things that interfere with her activity on a daily basis. The medications, keep an eye on it, because that is a concerning sign. But I would change the shape of your 2 pill bottles, because I could see myself grabbing a
No, they're-
shot. I know they look different.
Only.
I know you say that's easy to remember, but. when
It's
you
got a
look-
giant pirate on it.
I'm just.
What about if I
would
say to
change
her,
the
slow
shape.
it down, you're putting the dishes in and you're chipping them, slow down.
I agree, so I'm gonna let you
And
guys.
she doesn't slow down, she goes just as fast, and I say, would you please slow down?
I can't fix that.
No, I
okay?
understand, see, it's like bringing a car to the shop and you say everything is great, and I get in it and I go, it's not. We just hesitated
I'm
at
not
the.
saying that everything's
Is it
great.
wrong to rush to do things? I don't-
It is wrong to rush to do things, you should slow down, which is why I want you to learn the meditation. So let's do the meditation,
Okay,
I'll see
4
you in
months
about
and
3-4
see.
months, and we'll go over everything
Okay.
again.
Any-
I'm not saying
Mhm,
that this won't turn into a dementia. Right now, you are mild cognitive impairment. That is the diagnosis. Okay?
Okay,
Alrighty.
and I like you, and I'd probably be the one asking
What-
for you, when I
Finish.
When you have to come in for your.
I need it, I literally need to come
Husband, he seen me at the doctor, he was going to go for, he couldn't go for his MRI because of other medical issues.
I have other medical issues, so
Oh.
once I get those resolved, then.
So I'll be
Nice
happy.
meeting you, and,
I'll be happy.
yes.
So 3-4 months, I'll see you.
Well, thank you very much, nice to meet you.
Practice meditation. I'm telling you,
Okay.
it's a great thing for
I
you,
will,
and it recircuits your brain.
okay, thank you.
It's really good for you.